Good day everyone, especially to our professor, Dr. Claire Macabalang. So this is a continuation of the report of Brother Harry Gullion about building work stress resilience. So I am Jade Baladay Hero. Resilience is a multi-dimensional construct and consists of a cluster of factors, behaviors, thoughts, actions, attitudes, and skills. In their study, Maday and Koshaba identified three variables associated with the individual's ability to bounce back from the immense stress they face. These were commitment, control, and challenge. This means that by committing ourselves to our work, we employees were more able to dedicate ourselves to the task at hand. This enabled us to make sense of what exactly was going on for us. Having a sense of control empowered us to enable us to behave in a way which had an influence over the changes that were happening. We will view change and stress as an inevitable part of life. So there are 5 examples of building personal resilience at work. The first one is positivity. This means that by taking a positive stance at work, employees are more able to adapt to adversity and also hold on to a sense of control over their work environment. Putting energy and motivation into work or having vigor is also associated with building personal resilience. It is the opposite of burnout, which is characterized by emotional exhaustion, physical tiredness, and cognitive fatigue or weariness. We must be optimistic in all that we do. Forget the negativities in life or in our workplace to avoid stress. So we should always be positive in all that we do. Another example of building resilience at work is by emotional insight. Insight is closely related to emotional intelligence, or what we call EQ. Individuals with a level of insight have a level of awareness about the full range of emotions they experience, from negative through to positive. So as we observe nowadays, there are individuals who commit suicide. So because they don't have a strong emotional insight, they get easily fall down and can't hold on their emotions. And they think that it is the solution to their problem. The next one is balance. Individuals can build personal resilience at work by achieving a healthy work-life balance. This is especially challenging in the world we are living in. So technology can mean that employees may have access to work 24 hours a day or 7 days a week. In order to be able to bounce back from stressful situations, example, to be resilient, workers need to have the energy that can be easily depleted if a healthy work-life balance is not in place. So, workers need time to relax, unwind, and recuperate. So, there are school heads that dinadala nila ang kanilang mga teachers sa field trips para makapag-relax or sa mga events na nagbibigay sa kanila ng comfort. Number 4, spirituality. Having a sense of spirituality has been linked to developing resilience at work. This may be related to reducing vulnerability and the impact that adversity in the workplace has on the individual. Finding meaning in work and feeling that this work is contributing to a greater good can buffer against the effect of stress. It may also be because spirituality may lead employees to view even stressful situations as having positive aspects or purpose and appreciating personal benefits. So, naniniwala tayo sa quote na I will do my best and God will do the rest. Number 5 is reflection. Becoming more reflective is another way individuals can build resilience at work. In other words, being in tune with one's emotion and emotional reactions can serve to buffer against the effect of stress. Being aware of possible triggers to stress can provide individuals with the opportunity to prepare and gather resources so they are better able to bounce back. If an employee knows that a particular circumstance will be especially challenging, they can then implement coping strategies such as seeking support. For example, they may seek support in our guidance counselor or to the experts. Why is resilience so important? Resilience is a critical life skill that has roots in the key to humankind's survival. The ability to cope with stress, unexpected challenges, and even to thrive in such situations is adaptive. So, for example, for starters of what we call newly hired employee, workplaces are embedded with stress. So, occupational stress affects personal and performance outcomes. So, kapag stress ka, naapektuhan talaga ang trabaho mo. Hindi ka makapag-concentrate sa mga binibigay na task sa iyo. So, hindi mo ma-achieve ang goal or aim mo sa isang araw kapag stress ka. So, for example, also, when an employee is fostered by resilience or experience of positive emotions, they can expand activity, open an employee's eyes to a range of possibilities, and increase the likelihood of more creative solutions for workplace behaviors. Positive emotions lead to thought-action repertoire, which then result in an urge to think, act in a certain direction. Resilience is not only important for its impact on psychosocial factors such as burnout, adaptive workplace behaviors, and buffering against workplace stress. Resilience has also been implicated in physical well-being. So, according to Tugadi and Fredrickson, 2004 found that the psychological mindset involved with resilience is reflected in the body as well. Naturally, if employees have better physical well-being, they will have a greater capacity to undertake their work and in turn be better placed to further adapt to adversity. So it is a win-to-win solution. Resilience in the workplace training. So it is clear that resilience is highly important in the workplace. While workplace training has been found to be effective, studies support the positive impact of resilience training. Resilience training may consist of skills-based coaching, developmental or executive coaching, or mindfulness and compassion-based practices. How to build resilient teams? There is a range of possible ways to develop resilience in work teams. Resilient teams are able to withstand and overcome difficulties while sustaining performance and cohesion of the team, or even strengthen the team. Some ways to build resilient teams described by a leader and colleagues 2015 that can be applied for any type of team, and these are the following. Number 1, checklist and guides. The common challenges and stressors can be anticipated at work. To develop resilience in team members, checklists and guides are a helpful way to provide employees with a resource that can turn to when dealing with the challenge. The resource can be a go-to guide for staff. A good idea is also to document standard operating procedures for the workplace. So, members should know the rules and regulations. So, dapat kung saan lang ang hanggang kanilang responsibilities ay dapat ilista. Doon lamang wag na mag-go beyond kasi nagdudulot ito ng stress. In any team, experts may at times need to call upon. A valuable resource is a table or spreadsheet that contains the names and contact details for people who are in the position to support the team when particular challenges arise. The second one is training. In order to develop the resilience of any team, it is worthwhile to conduct team resilience training, such as facilitated group sessions. The benefit of training for a team is that it helps the team members develop a group understanding, which promotes cohesion of the team and promotes positive team coordination. So, some tasks that are physical in nature can be practiced by handling simulated challenges. For example, yung pag-conduct natin ng simulation sa face-to-face classes. So, dapat may trainings tayo doon para hindi tayo, pagdating ng time ng pag-simulate, hindi tayo masistress. The third one is the debriefing session. After any challenge or stressful event, it is valuable for a workplace to offer its employees post-challenge debriefing. These sessions will encourage reflection about the experience. It is also helpful to facilitate team discussion about the challenge and how employees coped. This is also facilitate team members supporting one another. This process can also include action planning for the team. So for example, in this school, there is what we call school monitoring, evaluation, and plan adjustment na nagkakandak tayo nito in order to evaluate our programs para malalaman natin if na-achieve ba natin yun. So, nagawa ba natin? Nag-participate ba ang lahat ng mga guro? So, yun ang ma-evaluate natin. At makapagbigay tayo ng mga interventions kung ano pang gawain na maging mas better o maging effective and efficient ang ating mga programs. At doon din sa SMEPA ay makapagbigay ng experience ang mga teachers if nagkaroon sila ng stress. So, mabibigyan sila ng guide or magbibigyan sila ng mga payo para kung ano naman ang gawin nila sa susunod para maiwasan ang stress. The fourth one is work culture. So finally, the culture of the team is a key to promoting resilience. This forms the basis of team resilience. It is the responsibility of a leader or supervisor to create the right atmosphere for his or her team. They can facilitate the development of positive work culture by consistently demonstrating behaviors and also reinforce the behaviors in employees. So, dapat yung mga admin natin ay hindi nagbibigay sa atin ng stress, kundi tumutulong sila sa para matugunan ang ating mga problema at maiwasan ang stress. So, a culture of resilience include teams members being encouraged to speak up and ask any questions. Dapat magtanong-tanong tayo kasi minsan mga schoolhead natin, tanungin lang natin ng kunti o nagtataas agad ng boses. So, openly shared bad news and report early warning signs of potential problems. Maintain composure during emergencies and times of heightened stress. So, be able to express when there is a need in the workplace to switch to and from emergency modes of operating. Lastly, but importantly, once the challenge has passed, to encourage resilient team members to thank others for their help and discuss any other challenges. So, dapat marunong tayong mag-appreciate ng mga bagay-bagay na nagawa ng ating mga kasamahan. The question is, how can I build resilience around work stressors? Building resilience is an ongoing skill that requires self-awareness and practice with the outcome of viewing yourself positively and having confidence in your strengths. Building resilience also means finding healthy ways to manage the stress at work and the ability to coach your team to use effective coping skills. So, dapat maging positive tayo. Like what I said a while ago na dapat maging optimistic tayo sa ating mga sa mga bagay-bagay o sa ating mga ginagawa. At dapat meron ka tayong may confidence tayo sa ating mga kayang gawin para hindi tayo ma-stress. Dapat building resilience also means finding healthy ways to manage the stress. Dapat maghanap ka talaga ng paraan para mawala yung iyong stress. For example, mag-unwind, mag-relax, o magkain-kain sa labas para mawala ang iyong stress. So in here, there is a diagram that shows how to determine your level of control. Focus on what you can control and respond accordingly. So the center part or the green color is the control. This is where you have the most influence and control. Focus on making progress toward important goals, skill building, and taking the time to manage your own stress by considering what are some things you can control in the short term and long term. Oftentimes, we do have the ability to influence and control things in the long term. So, kailangan nating alamin kung ano lang yung mga bagay na kaya nating kontrolin sa mahabang panahon at sa kunting panahon. So, for example, ang yung patience mo ay alam mo na kunti lang, so dapat makontrol mo yun. Ask yourself, what is one thing I know I can accomplish now that will move me forward? So, dapat alam mo yung ano lang yung kaya mong gawin sa ngayong araw at hindi ka na mag-go beyond para maiwasan mo yung stress o hindi ka magpapanik sa mga bagay-bagay. How are you feeling about your own needs and what do you need to do to take care of yourself? So, dapat love yourself first before anything else. So, dapat na alam mo kung paano alagaan ang iyong sarili. So, the yellow part is the influence. Here you have some level of influence that uncontrolled, but it may require collaboration with others. So, consider, are you confident in your skills to solve problems rather than detaching from challenging situations, wishing they would just go away? So, meron ka bang kakayahan na lampasan ang mga challenges sa buhay mo, or mag-wish ka na lang na sana mawala na ito? So, do you have a self-awareness and know the circumstances that people that might trigger stress in you? And are you able to trust your ability to use your strengths in working through stressful situations? No control or influence. This is where decisions may have a significant impact to you of your team or department, but no one asks for your opinion about it. Consider, can you be adaptable when things change and be willing to accept that goals and plans may need to shift accordingly? So, kailangan mo bang makapag-adjust ka ba sa mga bagay-bagay na dumadating at yung mga changes na dumadating sa buhay mo? So, do you look at the challenging events outside of your control to discover more about yourself and how you might use these circumstances as means of personal growth? So, dapat tinitingnan mo yung mga bagay-bagay na ay mga paraan para mag-grow ka as a person or as a professional. The next one is like a coping strategy. If you have influence or control, then you can cope with the situation through problem solving, reframing the situation, or managing its impact. As a supervisor, you can coach individuals to do the same. So, letter A, problem solving. Resilient people find the most productive way forward by either adjusting and the growing demands at work or by seeking more resources to help meet those demands. Understanding the main source of work stress will help you address it or even remove it. So, role conflict, clarity, roles, and responsibilities. Are individual expectations clear? Does everyone on the team know what others on the team are doing? Be sure everyone on the team knows what is expected of them in what results they are doing and how behaviors they are expected to work. So, dapat alam ng mga members or yung ng mga colleagues mo ang kanilang mga responsibilities at mga rules. Alam nila yung mga expectations at alam din nila ang mga ang magiging results o maging outputs kapag ginawa nila ang kanilang mga responsibilities. At dapat mag-possess sila ng harmonious relationship with their colleagues. Number 2 is role ambiguity. Provide ongoing feedback and coaching. Talk regularly about capacity, goals, and progress towards the goals. Help set boundaries with client and other external requests. So, dapat, as a supervisor, na kailangan mong kinakausap ang iyong mga teachers or yung mga school heads na kung ano ba talaga ang inyong goals. Dahil ginawa nila ang work nila, ano ba yung progress nila in achieving the goals. So, use of conflict management skills. Start by managing emotions and practicing reflective listening. Help determine the source of conflict. Encourage team members to be open and asking for and providing support to one another. So, next is lack of support. Support of managing emotions and solving problems in day-to-day work. Recognize even small success in team meetings and in other ways, noting the impact their efforts have made on others. So we need to appreciate the work of our colleagues, or yung mga supervisors dapat maging sila na mag-appreciate sila ng kanilang ng mga ginagawa ng kanilang mga constituents. So let others know that your relationship with them are priority to you, which will signal that you respect and value them. Dapat pinapahalagahan natin yung mga inferior sa atin. Establish and revisit the norms and foster psychological safety. This will help improve the honest and open communication. Letter B, reframing the problem. If the stressor cannot be removed and still remains, take a closer look at your mindset and assumptions. Oftentimes, what seems like a crisis is not actually one. Consider how such situations fit within the bigger picture. So, do you tend to overreact to minor issues or take things too personally? May mga pagkakataon na kahit maliit lang problema, pinapalaki natin. So, dapat alam natin, yung mindset natin ay kaya natin to, maliit na bagay lang ito. So, what are some things you can control in the short term and long term? Can priorities be shifted? Managing the impact. If there is no or very little control over the work stressor, then focus your effort on managing its impact by prioritizing self-care and, if possible, removing or distancing yourself from the difficult situation. So, kapag hindi mo kaya, ipagpaliban muna. Then, mag-self-care ka. Dapat alagaan mo yung sarili mo. Dahil kapag na-stress ka, ay unhealthy ito sa iyo. So, how to be tough at work during layoffs? So, we need to, number 1, prepare. Preparation is the key to dealing with so many stressful situations. Dapat prepare tayo para maiwasan natin yung stress. After all, if we mentally prepare by planning for the worst case scenario, this can help us develop coping strategies. It helps employees to cope with the stress of layoffs if they are ready to bounce back should they actually lose their job. So, kapag hindi nila nagawa yun, so, mawawala yung trabaho nila. Dapat iwasan natin yung stress. At dapat prepare tayo sa mga mangyayari. Dapat din meron tayong plan A or plan B para kapag na-fail tayo sa isa, so, magagamit natin ang plan B. Number 2, maintain positive relationship at work. Even if under extreme pressure in the workplace, it is advisable for employees to avoid toxic workplace discussions and gossips. Even if stressed, it is probably also better to avoid talking at any length about the layoffs of 2 years of period. So, this means that dapat iwasan natin ang magiging marites, marisol, or whatever in order to have a positive relationship at work. Kasi yung mga chismis ay nakakasira ng relationship sa work. Lastly, prove your worth. At this time, employees may be under scrutiny. It is therefore worthwhile for employees to prove that they earn their keep. and they are valuable asset to the business. By making hard work and dedication to performance their number one priority, this actually help reduces stress in workplace. As an individual, dapat um, pahalagahan natin ang ating mga sarili. Dapat alam natin na mahalaga tayo at tayo ang the best asset sa ating workplace. At sa ating nakasalalay ang success ng ating organizations o yung for us teachers, dapat alam natin maiwasan natin ang stress. Dapat alam natin na mahalaga tayo sa buhay ng mga kabataan. Tayo ang makapagbibigay sa kanila ng magandang kinabukasan. And that's end our report. God bless us all. Thank you for watching.